A tragic accident changed the course of his life forever. For most, it would have begun a life of discontent and wallowing around in self-misery. For Jonathan Nadeau, it kickstarted a new chapter of inspiration and appreciation. Even though he lost his sight permanently, he gained a passion to put creativity first in all areas of his life. And now, he wants to encourage you to do the same. There are times when you'll be faced with a choice. Be crushed by the weight of the situation, or use the fresh start to rebound bigger, better, and more inspired than ever before. This is Tornado, stories of those who refuse to choose defeat and instead chose to embrace the storm. Here's your host, Jonathan Nadeau.
Greetings and welcome. Thank you to Embrace Your Storm. My name is Jonathan Nadeau, and today I've got an exciting episode for you. We are speaking with Ms Angel Monet, and she has an amazing video series on teaching children music and connecting. Well, you know what? Why should I bother telling the audience what she does? And I'm going to let her do it, honestly. So, Ms Angel Monet, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you so much.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. So, you know what? I started telling people about your video series. Let's tell them a little bit about that, and then let's go into what brought you into kind of the music realm.
Okay. Well, I have a video series, and it's the Ms Angel Monet show, and it's all about lifting self-esteem, morals, and values to the young, I'd say young children, preschool to maybe age 7 or 8. And I do this through the use of puppets and inspirational, motivational songs. A lot of the themes are around, self-esteem. I'm somebody special. And I just want kids to know through these videos that they really are important. I want them to learn building tools that can help them succeed in life, and to know that that they're really special, that they can do anything that they put their minds to.
Absolutely, and music is a powerful, I guess, vehicle you could say, or medium to use, because there's cartoons and there's other shows or whatever that to get kids' attention, but honestly, like music and getting them to sing lyrics and getting them to kind of put that message inside of them that way is a very powerful way of getting a message into children.
Yes.
It is. So, like, I guess, speaking, because I was talking before the interview, and you've always seemed to like teaching younger children and things. So growing up as a kid, you discovered music at a very early age. Do you think that has anything to do with kind of your you wanting to kind of reach kids at a younger age?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Because but before we were talking before the interview, and you're speaking about having been teaching for so long, and you like teaching younger children,
yes,
and reaching them on with music. You discovered music at an early age. Do you think that has anything to do with why you like teaching kids at a younger age? Because you discovered at a young age, you knew like how impactful it was.
Yeah, definitely. When I was, I'd say around 7 or 8, I began to play by ear, or like hear tunes from the radio and just try to play it. And that's when my parents noticed I had a little talent, that, wow,
for real,
this kid,
that's crazy.
This kid is a little different, She's playing stuff that, there are no notes in front of her, what's going on, And I just know that at that age, it was soothing to get on the piano and play. It was comforting for me. If I had any anxiety, and I was a little busy kid, it just calmed me right down. I would just hear little tunes and try to play them. And it could be some of my favorite tunes. It could have been commercials. I
That's
remember
funny.
one song back in the day, I am stuck on Band-Aids because Band-Aids stick
Oh,
on.
yeah, I remember that.
I mean, I would hear that thing in my head all day. So I would go to the piano and, pick out the melody. And, that kept me, pretty balanced, I would say.
I hear
So
you.
being that helped me so much as a kid, I just want to pass that on to all the little kids today.
That's so in your videos that you do you go into like music lessons at all, or is it more more entertainment than educational?
Well, I would say it's a mixture. I do piano lessons as well, talk about the keyboard in some of my shows and explain what it is I'm playing.
That's
so they
cool.
get a little lesson out of that,
That's cool.
But it's all entertaining to try to get them engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool. That's awesome.
And I also use puppets.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, did you play any other instruments growing up, or did you always stick with piano, or did you kind of venture out playing other things?
Mainly piano. I took guitar lessons. I love the guitar as well. But I don't tell many people that because one time I somehow mentioned it to this lady that wanted her daughter to take piano lessons, but the other daughter wanted guitar lessons. And I told her I don't really play like that to teach it.
Yeah.
And she just pulled my arm so much. In other words, she was like, well, please, I don't want to go all over town to take this one here,
right
there. Could you just teach her beginning guitar lessons, something? So I found myself teaching guitar. Good at it, actually.
No, you know what? I was a guitar player, and I got in my car accident when I was 14, and I learned how to play guitar after that. And in high school, I started taking music theory classes, and we had to play kind of had to play piano to do ear training and all that. And after I played piano, I was like, man, I wish I would have played piano first. Because I feel like if you can not necessarily master piano, but if you can play it, I feel like every other instrument's kind of like downhill in a sense. So I told all my kids, like, play piano first, and 1 out of 5 listened. So
right.
But I just wish I would have played piano first. It's such a versatile instrument. It's so amazing. It really is.
Yeah, I love the piano. And of course, I told my kids they have to play piano before any other instrument,
Exactly.
So they both started on piano, and one is a drummer and the other is a bass player, but they had the,
Well, still, at least you got them to play piano.
Yeah, they know piano.
Were you ever in any bands or anything like that?
I was actually in high school. We were called the Mighty Quintet, and we used to travel around town, and we actually opened up for some traditional gospel big names back, in the South.
Yeah.
And that was really exciting.
That's cool. So there's 5 of you, right? You said quintet?
Yeah. We were called the Mighty Quintet.
That's cool. That's all. How old were you then? That must have been exciting.
I was 16, 15 or 16, I think.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That must have been really exciting then.
Yeah, that was very exciting.
I bet your parents never would have thought that they seen that day, right?
Probably not. Yeah.
Wow, so that's cool. So you've really been surrounded by music your whole life, it seems like. That's awesome that you're able to find that creative outlet. Like, because we were talking before, just I believe everyone's got their creative inkling, and it's cool to see that you really found yours and found a way to kind of like live and express your life through this creativity. So it's really cool what you've done.
Thank you.
So I'd like to hear more about your video series though. Like if there's anything else you want to say about them, or talk about the website and stuff, but because it seems like you're putting all of your effort into this, and honestly having everything digital now is a much easier way to reach a lot more people, and honestly you can scale yourself a lot easier digitally too.
Yes, the videos are, you know, I think it's up and coming. It's something new that I'm doing. But it's like I said, it's all about just trying to have kids be able to see something that they can engage, and I can engage with them through the videos, even
Mm,
though they can watch it whenever they want. It's as if I'm, there with them, um, and I'm like their auntie or somebody,
I hear
or
what you're
Miss Angel
saying.
Monet.
I hear you. No, I hear you. No, see, yeah, I get that because my kids
Mhm,
will talk about YouTubers now, which is crazy.
mhm.
Like, but
Right.
they're just like
Mhm,
they feel so connected to them. I'm like, wow, it's kind of you when we were growing up watching TV, we wouldn't have felt like,
mhm,
oh, I know whatever this person in
mhm,
this TV show, like in the 90s or 80s, you wouldn't have felt that
mhm,
connection. But with people on YouTube, you feel
mhm.
like you just know them more.
Right.
So I totally get that
Hmm.
connection of what you're
Yeah.
saying.
And
You mentioned the
mhm.
puppets. Do you have like certain main characters and stuff?
I do. I have Beautiful. She's one of the characters, and she's a little sassy, but very positive. And then we have Boogie the bear, is a teddy bear.
Okay.
And then we have Cindy, and then we have Sammy the dog.
Now, do
And
you do like certain voices for all of
I
them?
have, yeah, that's the silly side of me that people don't
Okay.
really know. You know, hello everybody. How's everybody doing today? This is beautiful. You know, hi everybody. I'm Boogie. I laugh at myself.
I hear what you're
I'm
saying.
like, where'd this come from? Did
You
it?
should, you should probably just kind of hit record on your phone and just like let it run.
you know. But I love to laugh, and I like to see the smiles on little kids' faces.
Do you
Um,
do like live shows too?
I do live shows as well. Yeah,
That's cool. So
yeah.
like kind of like an auditorium kind of setting and stuff or whatever.
I've done auditoriums. I've done outdoor
That's
festivals in the
cool.
park. I actually do that every year.
Wow.
Um, and so, and then I do, even daycares, so a little small, or a good room to accommodate, you know, about 6 classes or more.
Yeah. Now,
So
do you control all the puppets yourself too? If you got like, 4 or 6 of them or whatever.
I do, and it's kind of comical because, I'm, I take multitasking to the highest. Like
I was because I'm
I'm
thinking,
playing the
man, you got four or
keyboard, I'm
six puppets.
singing.
You're playing music. I'm like, you got to be.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
A lot going on. And then I'm doing the voices. I got one hand with the voices of the puppet, one hand playing the bass.
Oh my, wow. I can't see, and I'm like boggles my mind.
Right. And I got all these voices going on. So I have to really be focused.
Total, no, 100%.
Yes.
Like absolutely. So you write a lot of new material with all your characters and stuff then.
I do. And we improv as well. Something
Oh,
might
that's
come up.
cool.
Or if it's a live virtual show and a kid says something, or I love that pretty outfit they have on. Beautiful might say, "Wow, you look beautiful just like me." Something like that.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel like kids do with like virtual, like live virtual stuff? Like, do you think it's as good as like an actual live show?
Well, I've been told that my shows are good.
Well, I mean, I'm sure
So
your shows are good, but I mean, do you think kids can kind of like grasp everything they would? Because when you're doing something live and you're in the scene,
mhm.
it's just something about it. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
yeah. Is it? Do you think kids react to it just as strongly virtually?
Um, I think virtually they do react strongly. That's according to what the teachers have told me
Okay.
and what I can see.
Yeah.
But of course, in person, you can do so much more because then you can see everybody,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then I can interact with everybody.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
it's virtual, It depends on how they have the camera set, you know.
I know, right?
So it depends on a lot with virtual, but I mean, I can still make it, you know, strong where I can still engage with them and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, sing happy birthday and the kid will stand up and come to the camera. And I love it when there's a birthday and the teacher will say, well, could you wish Johnny a happy birthday today?
Okay, all right.
And he's so surprised. And then, you know, and then I'll, you know, spotlight him. And I was like, oh, hey, Johnny, it's your birthday. And then the puppets they chime in and they're talking about Johnny's birthday. And he just smiling. Some don't know what to do with that. You know, they're like,
right,
oh,
right.
You know, so we all get singing. I get the kids singing, and this is all virtual.
That's cool. That's cool.
So
now, do you have any things like music on like Spotify or anything like that?
I do. Yep. I have the whole soundtrack of Jack's World.
That's cool.
I'm using some of that music. That's on Spotify. Yeah, and Amazon and iTunes.
Okay,
and some of the other ones.
But some of the stuff they do at these shows, none of that stuff is like on Spotify.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
some
cool.
I'm actually some of the newer ones I'm actually just getting on Spotify.
That's cool. That's very cool. So do you have like a little studio at your house to record all your stuff?
I do. Yes, I have a home studio, so I'm able to record most of my stuff here. Yeah.
Do you use like Pro Tools?
I use Pro Tools. Yep.
Nice. Yeah. What a day and age we live in. I mean, again, I'm dating myself, but I can remember so long ago having like a 4-track recorder.
Oh yeah.
You know, recording on a cassette tape, you know, and
yeah, I did that.
But it's like doing stuff on computers now. It's just a whole nother, and like just everyone can do it now in their house. It's crazy.
Yeah, I still have my 4-track. then I moved to the 8-track, the Tascam 8-track.
Exactly. But I was in a heavy metal band. We thought we were geniuses because we would take the 4 tracks and bounce them down to 1. So we'd put all the drums, you know, kind of on 1 track, and we would do all kinds of stuff. But
yeah.
Oh man, this is so cool. So now give the website. Where's the website they can go to find your videos?
You can go to inetproductionsinc.com, and it's spelled INET productionsinc.com. Sounds like iNet, but it's pronounced Ine. INET productionsinc.com.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say innate, but I was like, that wouldn't be right. Because I saw you're doing the thing with the 8, but I couldn't figure out how you were pronouncing it.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, so you also can be booked for like live shows and virtual shows also on that same website, right?
Yes, we're really pushing the virtual shows, but for people like we're setting up a tour right now, which may be out of state, but mostly it's virtual that we're pushing. But
awesome.
We do, you know, I am doing in person as well.
Awesome. No, that's very cool. I appreciate your time so much. It's amazing what you've done, to see what you've done with music, and I'm glad you found your creative outlet at a young age. So anyone listening, if you have that creative itch, whether it's music or drawing or whatever it might be, go to tornado.org. You can find us and ask questions. We'll guide you in the right place. But embrace your storm, find that creative itch, and again, thank you, Ms Angel Monet, for coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone, have a great day. Thank you for listening and downloading. Embrace your storm.
Tornado with Jonathan Nadeau. If you haven't yet, please subscribe now so you're first to hear new episodes with more stories of inspiration about the highs and lows of life and how embracing the storm is so much more fulfilling of a life than being crushed by the weight of the world. And until then, we hope you're inspired to do something, whether it's creating, participating, or learning, whatever leads you to your personal passion.